The Helldivers 2 situation right now is absolutely wild, and the devs have finally responded, so we have to get into it. Let's get going. So if you weren't aware of the current situation that's happening in Helldivers 2, well, the other day a Helldiver posted on Reddit a challenge to the development team at Arrowhead, issuing $1,000 to charity for the developers to go play the game on D10 on Oshaune, because right now, especially with the Rupture strain and everything else, that world can be a little bit more difficult. But not only that, locking them into very specific builds, and not only just towards Nicholas and those guys, but even Sham's getting involved as well and saying, hey, these are the builds that you have to use. And it all seemed like it was going to be taken well. Shams even responded saying like, hey, can you help me identify the items in this build? And it looked like maybe that the developers would actually undertake the challenge. But the whole point of the challenge was to kind of make a case to the Arrowhead team that, hey, maybe some of the items that you put out are not the most viable, they're a bit more difficult, and maybe they need a little bit more rebalancing and a rework, and we want you to experience things firsthand on the hardest difficulty. And let us know if you're able to successfully play through this, maybe you'll change your mind, or if you're not able to successfully play through it, maybe you'll change your mind another way. Regardless, it was going to be a probably positive outcome, I would say, based off of what they were going to experience. And then some content creators started to even get involved. You had Commissar Kai upping the ante, Odo adding more onto the pot, and a couple others. And then Odo and Lieutenant Lightbeer and a couple others got together and actually did the challenge, right? So to show the dev team, hey, before you undertake this, we actually did it. Now it is your turn. So somewhere between the start of the challenge to when Odo and others got together to actually do it themselves, things kind of went terribly wrong, right? So you had a threat and harassing campaign go towards the original poster of the challenge on Reddit, just sending them just terrible messages, sending them death threats, sending them, the most awful, heinous messages, and then even taking it a step further, finding out where this person works and doxing them, and sending death threats to their place of work. Now, this person was just probably your average Helldivers 2 fan, was not expecting any of this, but really just kind of wanted to make a statement to the community and to Arrowhead of like, hey, maybe we need to make a change. I would love for you to actually try out these builds and maybe, hey, decide for yourselves that, yes, we are wrong as a development team. We need to kind of reconsider balance of some of the gear and some of the weaponry. That's all that they were trying to do, and they do not deserve the hate and the vitriol that came with what happened. It's kind of disgusting behavior, and it's been a pattern that's been popping up a lot in the community, right? Not to always to this extent, but, between all the divisions that have happened right now, you have on one side what they're calling the glazed divers or the cry divers, and then the salt divers, and everything in between. There's so much divisiveness that's in the community right now, and people kind of, always hating each other for their opinions. And that's not really conducive to a healthy community. That's how this toxic behavior happens. And I'd say, yes, there is a lot of fault on the Arrowhead team for kind of allowing this thing to foster and be cultivated, because they kind of only listen to certain subreddits and discords, which end up being an echo chamber for their own thoughts, rather than listening to, I'd say, actual discourse. Now, I'm somewhere in between. I don't know exactly where I fall in the opinions of it. I do love this game, but I also have valid criticisms of the game at times. And hopefully I don't get the hate towards me, but, being a public face somewhat, I'm sure people are going to come at me for my thoughts on this video. Whatever, it is what it is. But then again, friends, it's just a damn video game. No one deserves to have the hate sent at them online or in real life from just expressing their thoughts on a video game. So then, as of recording today, Arrowhead has put out an official message not only on the official Discord, but on Reddit, denouncing the actions that happened, denouncing the harassment and the violence and the toxicity, and saying how this is not okay. We do not condone these actions, and we do not want this toxicity in the player base, because at the end of the day, we are all humans, we're all players, and the true threat are the enemies of Super Earth, in a video game, not in real life. And that statement, it's great that they did this, but I don't think that the statement went far enough, right? Now, it's great that they denounced everything and calling out the bad behavior, but they need to make a public apology to the original poster of the challenge, saying like, hey, we are so sorry that this happened to you, and we hope for something like this to never happen again, and we're going to try to be better about making sure that things like this don't happen in the future. But then also, hey, acknowledging the charity challenge, still conducting it and putting their own money behind it in good faith, And then also, doing the actual D10 challenge themselves and experiencing it, because at the end of the day, that's what it was set out to do, to have the development team experience the current builds that were posted to them on D10 and then maybe changing some minds from there. So then the situation itself has not ended with a statement. No, people are still pretty pissed. So on the Helldivers 2 Reddit, people are saying that they are being censored from posting out messages regarding the situation, and that mods are kind of, silencing everyone. And then the mods themselves are saying that they are not. And then on the official Discord, people are saying that the same thing is happening. So I don't know what the truth of the matter is for myself. But if that is happening and the silencing is happening, I don't think that is really good behavior and going to really net out to anything positive. You'll probably have another bad situation happening following that. But regardless of that, it looks like that the challenge might be back on, because Commissar Kai has put $1,000 back down on the challenge, saying like, hey, here's my money again. I'm also going to be denouncing all the doxing that happened, and we don't want this. So good on him for saying that. So always good to have other content creators saying the same type of thing. And I think that maybe some other people are going to jump onto the charity train again to kind of up the money, up the ante for the developers to go do this. So we'll see if the challenge actually takes place and the development team wants to go undertake this and put money behind it themselves. But that's the current situation that we have. So friends, I would love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Obviously, I think that this is a pretty kind of crappy situation all around. And hey, maybe things change for the better and the community becomes a little less toxic. All right, well, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.